So welcome to another Wednesday video. Welcome to Riding Japan. What do I usually say? This is Riding Japan? I don't know. The guy on the left here, Jeff, is the Japanese Automobile Federation, which I don't know how official they are. But I don't see any blue lights, and it's funny because he's actually speeding. So I want to go get my tires done. Today's vlog is about getting my tires done, and I have a question about tires, getting your tires done, and practically what tires are you using. And I don't know, you can drop some brands. Maybe it's a good idea if, let's say, someone writes their favorite tire in the comments, or the tire they are using, and then the next person who has a different tire makes another comment, and the next person who uses the same type of tire can actually hit the like button or something. I don't know. I'm really interested in this. I want to know what people are using. I've switched a few times. The main reason for switching is that basically Triumph Boy, like, the bike came with, I think, Metzler when I bought it, and I had no idea about tires. I was riding, and I'm not sure, I think, I don't 100% remember. Either I bought some, I think Licoland suggested something to me, and that's what I bought, or I just bought the same tire again because I just didn't know any better. So I remember the first few kilometers on the bike to break the tire in, if you know what I mean. The tires were super slippery. They felt really bad. I could feel every little bump. I could feel the difference between the paint and the tar, actually. And it was really bad. And then Triumph Boy bought Bridgestone ones. Oh, come on. Let's drive 35. And he was really happy with them. And I just switched because I didn't know any better. And I remember leaving the parking lot, and after 100 meters I could already tell that the tire is much better. It felt different, and it didn't just feel different because it was newer. Like, the grip was better. I kind of forgot about the break-in period, and I remember asking him about the break-in period, and he said no, he didn't do anything. Like, I just rode like always, and there was no problem. And I thought, like, this is kind of weird because there's enough videos. Maybe you remember that German guy's video on the Gixxer. Yep. It's an old video though. I hope he monetized, because he can probably buy another bike. That video has been watched so many times. And yeah, I forgot about it. Like, he told me he didn't feel anything when I bought the same tires. I forgot about it as well a couple of months later, and it was awesome. Like, very different, completely different. And I think they are the same ones that I have now, or I think I may have switched over and bought the next Evolution because they didn't make them anymore. I think, I don't know, T30, Bridgestone Evo T30, and now it's T31 or something like that. It's kind of strange, but yeah, nice tires. So I haven't been riding much. I haven't ridden the bike in such a long time. And I think Triumph Boy has switched again. I believe he went to turn right. No thank you. I think Triumph Boy switched to Pirelli Angel GT, And I was surprised. I was like, wow, that's interesting. You will meet this person in another video later, but another colleague of mine had the same ones on the track day that I did. And I saw other bikes with these on the track. The profile is actually quite distinct, very different. I don't know what's better or not, but it does certainly look different. And now what my video is actually about, the main thing that I want to discuss today is that what do you think about the fact that you might or could, or some people do, actually ride a motorcycle with two different manufacturers' tires on it? Because the whole thing, or the whole idea of mine started because when I bought the Daytona, the guy had changed the rear tire to a Pirelli Angel ST, and the front had a Dunlop something, but the Dunlop was really shit, really low profile. So because I wanted to put the Daytona on the track, I thought about something more racy. Some people said S20s, S21s, I think this is also Bridgestone, and Pirelli Super Corsa, Pirelli Diablo Super Corsa, something. And I went with that, and they're expensive. They're like $450 or something, $500. I think they're 60,000 yen I paid. And probably most expensive tire I ever bought. And if you move your ass, I can actually go. That's why the Daytona is, you know, they look already pretty used up, and I've only done like 250 kilometers on them, and I have practically driven the bike around in the high ace, which I think is quite funny. The main thing is that the guy I bought the Daytona from, he took the tires off for me, he threw away the front, he bought a Pirelli Angel ST for the front, and he kept the rear and put it in the shelf. And now 2 months later, I think I'm ready to change the BMW's tires. And I had this discussion with him. I'm not saying he's wrong. I mean, he's a car mechanic and he does a lot of bike work, and I guess he knows more than I do, definitely. And the practical thing is, I said, wow, two different wow, two different tire manufacturers on the same motorcycle. That's strange. And he said, yeah, it doesn't matter, he said. It's a myth. It's a myth started by tire manufacturers that you have to have the same tire. And I think this is kind of weird. And I want to hear what you think. And then later, when I went to a dirt bike place with Leo to ride his kid's bike, they had like flat track bikes there, and they had knobbies in the front and something that almost looked like a street tire on the back. It was more like it wasn't even a 50-50, it was less than that. It was really strange profile, kind of thin lines, very flat, square rear tires. And I was surprised, but it makes sense, right? They want grip in the front and the rear needs to slide, so they don't want knobbies. But would you do that? Would you like put a Michelin in the rear and a Dunlop in the front? I don't see the point. I mean, why would you even do that? But I guess like a transition kind of thing, it makes sense. If the rear is fucked and you want a new tire and you want to switch, but you don't want to throw away the front tire because it has another 1,000 kilometers left on it. Can you do that? Can you get away with that? The German audience can correct me, but I believe in German car driving school they say that you have to change the axle at the same time. You cannot have two different profiles, or you cannot have two different how should I say, tire thickness, profile thickness. But you can change only the rear axle and leave the front as it is, which I guess implies you could change the manufacturer. So does that mean it's the same for motorcycles? Can you have a Dunlop in the back and a Michelin in the front? So yeah, like, tell me what you think. Write it in the comments. Tell me if you've ever done this. I guess I need to. I've always changed both tires at the same time for some reason. I don't think, honestly speaking, the rear kind of has some life left in it. The front at the moment is fucked because I didn't check the tire pressure properly in almost 2 years, and I have done so little riding that I squared them off, and the sides are kind of gone and the middle isn't. So the front needs to change, and I'm changing the rear now too because I have the rear already. And yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. I've never thought about it. You change tires, right? Do you sometimes change only one tire? So I hope that's enough food for thought. I'm going to maybe show you some footage of having the tire changed. He doesn't like having his place filmed, which I understand, it's his decision. So maybe see you guys in another video. The bloody exhaust actually has to come off now, but the fucker won't fit.